Hello, everybody, and welcome to Storm Reads. And it's time for week 3 wrap up for Old School April. This is my wrap up for week 3. Definitely scaled it back a bit in week 3. I didn't go as ham as I did in week 2, and you can definitely tell. One thing I'd like to say first off, hopefully the air conditioner and my ceiling fan is not making too much of a racket. I do try to denoise, but I don't know, since I am filming on my computer, how much it denoises compared to when I film on my phone. So hopefully all goes well. Anyway, so what I'm gonna do is just jump in to let you know the books that I read and the movies that I watched and what was the total points and everything like that. So let's just get into it. Okay, so I will start with the books that I read first. And so I have only 5 books this time. And one of them, well, actually, a couple of them were pretty short. And a couple of them I'd been working on probably since the beginning of the month. But hey, take what I can get. So the first one is The Haunted Cave by Christopher Pike. And this one is a Spooksville book. It's number 3, I believe. It was like less than 3 hours, I believe, on audiobook, but it gave me 8 points. I've tried to put like the points down here below and everything so that I can kind of remember without having to look at my paper. And these are in no particular order, it's just how I slapped them up on my canvas here and everything. So the next one I have is Lair by James Herbert. I got 5 points for that one. This is Rats number 2. Um, I remember when I first wanted to read this one, I think last year it was Rats. I thought, oh, it's just going to be a fun little single killer animal book, but no, it's a 4 book series or something like that. I think there's 3 books and then a graphic novel or something like that. I can't remember exactly. But anyway, it was fun. It's just your run of the mill, like not a whole lot of plot, but a lot of killer rat action and things like that. One was very well fast paced and stuff, and I thought it was fun anyway. Then I have a different picture there than the actual book that I have because I couldn't find a cover for the one that I actually have. But I have Cinderella After Midnight. It got me 5 points, and here is the cover that I actually have. Get it on here where you can see it. This one is like a generic print. It's a reprint, and what I have come to find out from some people is that a lot of these Harlequin books have this same cover on them, but with different titles. So it's just kind of a generic one so it has a whole bunch of different people and things on here. And so I thought it was a little bit more fun to have the one up here where you can see a couple of the main characters or whatever. But this one is from Mary Birchall, and it's number 1075, The Harlequin Romances. It's from... Okay, the story is from 1967, and this is a reprint from 1972. And I like this one. It was fun. Even though the main character drove me crazy at times, it was fun. Next one I have on here is Tripwire. Pull this up a little bit. Tripwire by Lee Child. It is the 3rd book in the Jack Reacher series. It got me 7 points, so I mean, there's one thing it had going for it and everything, but I did think it was just a little too long. It seems like you thought it would end and it didn't end and everything, but I still enjoyed it overall. It's just I really do think I'm starting to get spoiled to some of my retro, like, smaller books and things like that. And, especially on audio and things like the, like, really short ones. And this was like, I think like 14 hours on audiobook. Compared to like Spooksville up here, which was like, like I said, like 3 hours or less. And I think the layer on audio was maybe around 3 hours, if not less than that as well. So I'm getting spoiled. Anyway, the next one I have is The Deadbeat by Robert Bloch. It got me 4 points if I did my points and everything correct, because sometimes I skip things that I don't mean to. But it was one of my actual books that I have to read. This one is actually a book from my 25 and 25. So at least I got to one 25 and 25 book in April. I should have planned out a little bit better and got another one instead, but instead I went for this book. But yeah, so I didn't care for this one too much. It was okay, but in the end, it wasn't very suspenseful. It seemed to really lecture you on the youth of the time period and everything like that. You can definitely tell if it's of that period where they had the youth rebellion type thing, everything, because it is from 1959. And yeah, it's definitely not as good as Psycho by Robert Bloch. But, I think worth reading nonetheless if you are wanting to read like all of Robert Bloch's or something like that. I mean, it's not going to hurt anything. I just thought it was a lot slower. It's a lot more slower paced than what I care for, but I think other people might like the pacing, which is why, if it sounded interesting at all when I'd been talking about it during the time that I've been reading it, you should, give it a try if you can find it for, cheap. I don't think I would go out of my way to pay a lot of money for it or anything, but if you could find it on the cheap, I would try it. And so, my books got me 29 points. Okay, so next I have my movies, and I only watched 3 movies and a couple of cartoon episodes and everything, which is why the Sylvester and Tweety Mysteries is up here. So the first movie I watched was Fright Night, which I got 3 points from. It was a lot of fun. On the day that I watched that one, or the night, I tried reenacting being afraid of that whenever I was a kid. So make sure you check out that reading vlog. I don't necessarily remember which day it was. It might have been day 18. It was somewhere around 18 or 19, but I think it was day 18, 17 or 18. I don't know. You just have to watch. I don't know. It would be at the beginning of the reading vlog anyway, but I tried to reenact being scared because that was something that I watched whenever I was a kid with my mom and hiding undercovers and things like that, everything. And then I watched Critters. Um, got 2 points for that one. It's not a whole lot, but it was still fun to watch. Okay, so the last movie that I watched for the week, see, I really cut down. Like, I think last week I watched like 9 movies, and this week I watched 3. And that was The Octagon with Chuck Norris, a very young Chuck Norris. I think it was from like 1980. Got me 2 points and everything, but that's cool. I still wanted to watch a Chuck Norris action movie, and so that's what I did. It wasn't bad. There was parts in it. The part that I think bugged me the most is they used this where so that you could hear what he was thinking inside his head, they would do this whisper thing. And so they were his thoughts, but you were hearing this whisper. And when it first happened, I kept thinking, who's talking and where's that coming from and what? And then I realized that it's supposed to be his thoughts. Like, you don't see anybody's mouths moving, nobody's talking, it's just in his head or whatever. And it was just really weird. But other than that, I did enjoy that one. And then I have the Sylvester and Tweety Mysteries. I watched episodes 1 and 2. I think you're allowed to count them as episodes if they're 22 minutes, which I think that's what those were. And I'm sure I probably watched these back in the day, but they are from the 1995, and it's had 5 seasons. And I just don't really remember Sylvester and Tweety having a mystery show. They're kind of silly little mysteries and things like that and everything, but still, it was fun. I will probably watch a few more episodes before April is out because Sylvester and Tweety were always kind of some of my favorites in the whole like Looney Tunes and stuff like that. And Granny's on it and everything. And so yeah. So my movie watching and everything only got me 7 points, but the 15 comes from I did watch how many episodes did I watch? I watched 13 episodes of season 2 of even showing it to you. Okay, so the 15 there comes from episodes watched. So I watched 13 episodes of season 2 Scarecrow and Mrs. King, and then I watched 2 episodes of the Tweety and everything. So that got me 15 points because I do believe you get like a point apiece for each episode watched. And the cartoons count as an episode as long as it's 22 minutes. If it's a lot of the like super short ones, you have to watch like 10 of them to get a point or something like that. But so I watched the episode ones, and so altogether I got 51 points for last week. So not bad. And now I get to add them all into the system so I get credit for them. I haven't done that yet and everything. And then we'll just be adding up for week 4. I cannot believe we're already in week 4. It's crazy. But yeah, so if you're participating in Old School April, let me know how well you're doing. So there's a quick rundown of how well I did and everything for Old School April. I still haven't added in the activity points or anything like that. Like I said, I will do that at the very end. I'm just trying to keep track of what I've watched, like videos, and participated in any of the things or done any of the activities, and then at the end I will talk about all that, how many I did, and all that kind of stuff. This was just watching, reading, and whether it was movies or TV shows and stuff. And so I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye!